Well, it's that time again, vinyl community and record lovers everywhere. WFMU, the massive New York record fair, is about to happen in just a couple of days here. This coming weekend, November, 8th and 9th, right? Saturday, Sunday, I'll be heading down there on Friday with Brandon, my constant compatriot for WFMU, and meeting Frank JBL from Pittsburgh and Dave flying in like he likes to do, like a bat out of hell from North Carolina. And we'll be meeting a lot of folks down there, Jason and Chris from the Vinyl Social Club, and lots of people from that stream, lots of people from the Jazz Bums, of course, Surface Noise, that crew. It should be fun. Hopefully we can get a good hang in. And that's the best part. That really is. That's what I love about it. I love buying records and looking through records and finding stuff. But yeah, it's great to meet with all these people, as everyone likes to say. It's true. It's the truth. It's the best part about it. And yeah, we'll see how we do. I am ready. My budget is definitely good this year. Been selling and wheeling and dealing, hustling to make that as robust as possible. I wanted to do this, like I've done the last 2 years, is put together my list of targets that I'd like to find at the fair this coming weekend. Now this is a list of targets. It's like, if I get 1, 2, 3 of these, maybe I'll be pretty stoked or whatever. But I might not get any. And actually, I'm looking for lots of other things that I'm not even talking about. A lot of this sort of, and admittedly, these are like more pricey records, like tougher to find records. That's why I hope to find maybe 1 or 2, maybe none. But there's a lot of other stuff that I'm going to focus on. I'll talk about what I'm going to focus on, like outside of this, like specific titles, specific type of genre I'm looking for. Just because, why not? It's fun. And maybe some of you can help me, because I can't look everywhere. Well, even if I can, which I will try, you're going to see things that I won't. So, and yeah, I'm still looking for a lot of the titles from previous FMU videos that I've done. Anything I haven't found those previous years is still on the list. Everything that I haven't found on my 2023, 2022, 2024 lists of the year, I'm looking for those titles too. I'm not going to put those in here. These are all titles I've never mentioned before. So we're going to get into it. I'll first tell you what we're listening to. A new record distributed by Carbon Records out of Rochester. This is on the Bunkland label. This is Last Light Celestial Mechanics. A bit of a avant drone, cosmic rock, avant space rock drone. Band that I wasn't really too familiar with, but I've been checking this out. And they're out of London. This was recorded last year. I think it came out last year, maybe this year. But Last Light Celestial Mechanics on the Bunkland label, so that's playing in the background. And yeah, as I've talked about, I have a pretty long history with WFMU. I didn't go every year when I lived in New York, and I didn't go to any of the fairs, any of the festivals, once I moved up here to Ithaca in 2013 until 2023. Of course, it was suspended because of COVID for a bunch of years. But I went in the early 2000s a bunch. I even sold. One time I was a dealer in 2008. I was very young for that. I was collecting records then, but I didn't have the same type of experience and knowledge, of course. I even found a picture, which I'm going to put in here, where I look like I'm being held hostage, or like a small child. I look like a small child being held hostage by my friend and actually former boss, who still lives in New York and is doing antique dealing, Jaron. And this is the only picture I could find, but there it is. Not great. 2008, before smartphones, or just the start of smartphones. So not a great picture, but that's what I got. And you can see we're kind of in the corner by the bathrooms. But I've had a lot of fun at WFMU, and interesting announcement this year. Hopefully we'll see this, but I'm going to tell you about this now. I submitted an article to a new quarterly publication called Dusties. It's a print record and vinyl culture magazine or zine. It's a publication. It's going to be out every quarter, and the first issue is supposed to be done now. I believe Perhaps we'll see it at the fair. Maybe they'll be distributing copies, or they'll be there selling copies. But I wrote an article in Dusties about WFMU 2024. I'll put some screenshots in. Yeah, they got in touch with me and said, see if I wanted to write something, write pieces. I'm supposed to do more for this magazine. We'll see. But the first one they wanted me to do was cover WFMU for 2024, which I did. It sort of echoed my video that I did for the recap. So it's a little like that, but it's a little more in depth. I talk a lot about all the different places I frequented in terms of dealers and, my buddies who I was there with. There's pictures and all that. So yeah, hopefully you see that. I'll be looking forward to checking it out myself. Like I said, I wrote the article in January. It's been a long time, but I know they've been working hard to get it out. My focus will be on a lot of different... Well, I'll talk about that after. I'm going to show you first, before I show you the records I'm looking for, some records I hope to upgrade. Now, I'm going to be going to some record stores, hopefully, most definitely Hudson Valley Vinyl on the way down. I'm bringing some records, as I do every time, that I can hopefully upgrade, that I have, that I want to find better copies of. One of my favorite jazz records, the Kaweda by Kumba Tootie Heath. This is an amazing record with Buster Williams, Don Cherry, Tootie Heath, Mtume, Herbie Hancock, Jimmy Heath, Ed Blackwell, Billy Bonner, and that's it. Did I say Don Cherry? Yeah. Amazing. The original is a private press, a little bit of a different color, like a brown font. This is a nice copy on the Trip label, so I'm hoping to upgrade this, but not essential because I have a nice copy. Count Ossie and the Mystic Revolution of Rastafari, Grow Nation, one of my all-time favorite records. UK second pressing on the Vulcan label. There's an earlier Vulcan label I'd like to find, and I'd like to find the original Jamaican press. This is an all-time favorite record. Otherwise, no big deal. I'm not going to be selling this until I won't sell this in the hopes to find an upgrade. This record stays with me. But if I see it and I can parlay this into it, maybe I will. Not likely. I think a lot of dealers at the fair don't care to do that, but I will bring them. Why not? Hoping to upgrade a nice clean second pressing of Harmonia Deluxe on this Brain label. This turns up, the green Brain turns up pretty often. I can probably find it. I'm going to bring it in case I do. I don't usually find a lot of krautrock at the fair. The two Karen Dalton records, I've had these for a long time and I got them at low prices basically. I don't expect to upgrade this one. The top is split. It looks like it's pretty good, otherwise we have that top split, and it's a promo copy. So the record's nice, but I'd like to find a better sleeve. If anyone has a better sleeve, for this one, let me know. This one came with a printout of the press kit, which is pretty cool. Somebody manufactured, it's not an original press kit, but it's a print. So it's the original press kit that someone photocopied. This one I really hope to upgrade. I think I may see this there. It's so hard to tell who's going to love you the best. The first album from 1969. This is my favorite. And harder to find. It's on the green, lime green or puke green. More lime green. Capital. This is a nice VG, I'd say. It plays with a little bit of noise last time I checked. You do see hairline, so it is a VG, and the sleeve is a VG. But they're on the better end of VG. I would love to upgrade this to a cleaner copy. This has gotten very expensive. Probably won't be able to because I don't want to pay a premium for it because I have a copy. But you never know. We'll see. So that's what I hope. That's what I am going to bring with me to upgrade. I'm bringing other records with me to maybe sell, trade, or for you people. And yeah, we'll see. Now let's get into what I'm targeting. So, I have like 20-something records here. We'll go through them kind of quick. The first one, I'm going to show a record that's related to, or the reissue of the record, or something that is mostly related to what I'm talking about. Not for everything. For some I can't show. First one, and I'll put the cover art in. Arturo Stalteri, Il Pavone Parlo alla Luna. Really cool, modern classical, sort of avant-garde experimental album on the Lynx label from 1987. There is a reissue of this. Currently no copies on Discogs. I'm going to show you another record on the Lynx label. We've talked about Roberto Donini, one that Stunty has been a champion of. He plays on this, Arturo Stalteri, and it's on the same label, Lynx. I'm not going to really take it out, but this is really great. Roberto Donini, Tune List 2. I don't have Tune List. So that's one. Next, The Death of Don Juan by Elodie Lautin. I've been trying to find her records. I have two now. This is from '85 on that Cat Collectors label, and probably one of the harder to find ones. I'm really looking for her. Oh, I also have full Futuro Antico for some reason. I think because I'm technically looking for the Riccardo Sinigalia record, but whatever. There's that. Oh, I do want to find the second Futuro Antico record that I sold a reissue of. But in any case, I'm showing you this Elodie Lautin Concerto for Piano and Orchestral Memory. Really cool on the Cat Collectors. I really love what she's doing. I'm missing another record of hers, but this Don Juan from '85 is the one I want to find the most. There's an Unseen World CD and cassette reissue, I guess. No LP reissue, but I'm hoping to find that one. Next, one of my favorite dub records, Scientist. And the best dub album in the world. This is the Superior Viaduct reissue. This is a stunning, minimal, very echo-heavy, very trippy record by Scientist. He's like 18, 19, 20 years old at this point. This is from 1980 to US Press. I believe there's like a colored version and a black version. Either version will work for me. Hope to find that one. Like I said, 1980. I still have the reissue. I've kept this reissue. I've kept a lot of Jamaican reissues. Next, a very cheap German and English version, but the original version is on the Peabody label of Alex Chilton's Like Flies on Sherbet. I've talked a little bit about this on the Vinyl Community Social Club. This is the German version on Metronome. This sounds great, but the original track list is what I really want, which is on the Peabody label. It's very rare. I had the chance to buy it for fair price, and I didn't do it then, so we'll see. I have a feeling I could see this there. Next, I don't have this to show. I used to have the reissue of the Jackson C. Frank. Copy of this turned up in Syracuse. It's still probably there. I'm curious about that, but the original 1965, where there's a very early repress, I think it's 66 on the EMI or Columbia label, produced by Paul Simon. Jackson C. Frank is really only official album. Beautiful folk music. This one's a shot in the dark because I don't see that much krautrock there, and this is a pretty rare one as it is. This one is bootlegged to high hell Organization Tone Float. This is Kraftwerk, Ralph Hutter and Florian Schneider, their original band, with Butch Hoff, Fred Monix, and Basil Hamoudi. This is awesome. They don't consider this a record. They don't want to talk about it. Well, one of them is passed, but Ralph Hutter doesn't want to talk about it. But this is originally on RCA, heavily bootlegged, and this is big time bootleg. Hopefully I'll find that at some point. Don't expect to see it, but we're having fun talking about big expensive records to find. Next, the Volume 2, another Italian record of Doublings and Silences, which is a box set. I think it's a 2 LP box set. Not terribly rare, but it's on the Italian. There's a bunch of cool stuff on this label. Off Dem Nil, and I have the first original. I've talked about this one. This was awesome. Doublings and Silences 1. FP and Doubling Riders from 87. I think the second one that I'm looking for is a box that's from 88. Maybe this is 84, 85. Anyway, I really like the Italian minimalists and composers in the 80s. There's a lot of that stuff I'm interested in, not just the ones I'm talking about. So looking for that. Here's one I used to have the reissue of, but don't anymore. A beautiful, very far out African record by Sershina Peters and his international stars called Sewele. This is going to be too hard to find, but you do see some African records in New York. I'm hoping to see this one there. It's originally on the SP label, not a lot on there, but it's from 1986. Used to have the reissue, sold it. Another African record. This one, there's no chance I'll find this, but I thought I'd put it on there. I've never talked about this one. I still have this reissue. This reissue is now hard to find and out of print. L'Orchestre Kanaga de Mopti. Absolutely bizarre and wonderful music out of Mali. African with very trippy rhythms. And what a cover. So I'm looking for the original of that. Highly rare. I won't see this, but it's on the Mali Kunkan label, 1977. Next one I don't have to show. I used to have this reissue, Claude Lombard, What is it, 6970? This is like a chanson kind of, or French vocal music, but with some, interesting production, a little along the lines of a Gainsbourg or some of the French pop from the early 70s. It's on the Discogs. I think that's what it is there, yeah, from 1969. I know there's been a copy in Denmark, Copenhagen, from Thomas, and just haven't gone for that, but maybe I'll see it. Doubt it. Another one I don't have to show, the Malawi record on Strata. I love this one. This will be high end. I won't pay high end for this, but it's in my pie in the sky. I'll show another one on Strata, the Contemporary Jazz Quintet. They would turn into Kenny Cox in the Contemporary Jazz Quintet, I believe. Ken Cox, Ron Brooks, Ron English, Charles Eubanks, Leon Henderson, Phil Mendelssohn, Charles Moore, Bud Spangler, Dan Spencer, on the Detroit-based Strata label with those cool labels. This was a nice purchase from Alex, Diamond Marimba. So that's what I can show for Malawi. This one I used to have the reissue of too, a primitive guitar player that no one's ever really talked about. Also on the Peabody label, just like that Alex Chilton, Gimmer Nicholson. Wasn't a decent copy up for many, many months, and I left it, and someone took it. That's okay. It's from 1981, kind of a weird year for this, but it's awesome. A lot of, a processed guitar that he plays on this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just a little bit left field of what typical you would hear from a primitive American style. But of that style, so I'm looking for that. Gimmer Nicholson, I think it's his only recording, 1981. It was reissued by a Late in the Attic subsidiary too, but it's on the Peabody label. Evelyn Macari, I don't have this. I've wanted this ever since I discovered it from Alex, once again, Diamond Marimba. Mexican composer, experimental folk, I guess. So super interesting. I don't think this has been reissued, has it? Glaciares Macari Intermusica from 1984 in Mexico. Yeah, don't believe this has ever been reissued. I think Jose is well aware of this too. He may have it. Okay, this one I've had this reissue for many years. The cover's a little different on the original. Keith Hudson, I'm a big fan of Keith Hudson. The Black Breast has produced her best Flesh of My Skin, Blood of My Blood. This is the original reissue. It's been reissued a few times. It's on the Basic Replay label, but it's originally on the Mamba label. This is like 1974. Or it's in the UK and Jamaican press. I'd go for either. This is totally whacked out dub, and Keith Hudson just what a figure. Making dub music in his own way. The second album by Norma Tanega. Yes, Walking My Cat Named Dog. I've had this for a few years now. I bought a sealed copy for $70 great find. This one's still in the shrink. Bought this in the Ithaca Record Fair, which we used to see this quite a bit, so it's not a rare record here. It is kind of now. People have been all over this. I know Dave is showing it. Moving on, Brazilian. I'm going to be looking for Brazilian records. I'm not going to go into all of them, but here's one I'm looking for, and there's definitely some Brazilian records there, so I might go crazy on Brazilian. We'll see. Or Latin. I kind of want to buy some Latin records, some more danceable records, African records. But this is Rosinha de Valencia from 1971, an MPB folk album. This is awesome, beautiful. I've streamed this a whole bunch. It is not cheap, so yeah, I feel like I might see it. It's possible. I'll show you the Nara record I got last year on the Philips label. I got this at the fair, so I might take a detour and spend a lot of time with Brazilian music at the record fair. The Full Moon Ensemble. I don't know if the French dealer Patrick will be there. Maybe someone else who's French will be there. This thing is so amazing, and again, it's Claude Delclue. And yeah, I won't get into everyone who's on this, but it's from 1970 on the CBS label. What a cover. I'll show my bootleg that I got this for like $20 from a seller next to Keith Fullerton Whitman in 2023. The Théâtre de Chenois, Aurora. Yeah, I knew it was a valuable record. It's on this is a bootleg, Saraba. But I just figured I'd try it because it looked legit. I just went for it because I'm like, I don't have it anyway. It was like $20, and this is like a $300 or $400 record. So I definitely didn't think I was scoring, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab it. I'm not totally sure. This looks pretty good. Like, I think it's a bootleg of the time. It's not modern bootleg. So I went for it. But anyway, this is awesome. I'd love to find any of their albums. I don't have them. Black World, one of a few dub records I'm looking for, and yes, I'll be looking for some stuff. I'd love to find some stuff on the Wackies label, like this one, Black World, Bull Wackies All Stars. This is from, oh man, all this stuff is amazing. All the stuff on the Wackies label is amazing. This is from 1979 on the Hard Wax label, actually, but it's related to the Wackies, and this one rarely turns up. It's awesome. Called Black World Dub. There'll be plenty of dub and stuff I'm looking for. There's no sense in me going into all of it. The Prince Douglas dub roots I'm looking for, also on Wackies. So there's that. Flute Music, The Private Press by James Newton. His kind of spiritual jazz record, which is not terribly expensive, but I'm hoping to find it. Here's one of his records on Indian Navigation. This is with Abdul Wadud, Anthony Davis, Philip Wilson. Indian Navigation. Check it out, just because we always like to see the Indian Navigation label, don't we? Alright. I have a few French records on this list. Daniel Valenciennes and Philippe Matte. The amazing cover, sort of a bit of a experimental free jazz record. That one is on Sarava from 1972. Here is one on Palm with Matte, Butch Morris, Jean-Charles Capon, and Serge Rahorson. This is a cool one. I've talked about this one before on the Palm label, but I want that Matte Valenciennes. Next one, this is a pretty unknown one and sort of new age jazz, and it's from a duo, and I have their one that I found in a record store for $15. It was a great buy. Homage to Lama Govinda by Warren James and Lou Lausch. We're really happy I found that. There's another one that never turns up, and that's what I'm putting up in the cover here. One for Joan, I think Joan LaBarbera maybe. A little more on the jazz side of things. It's from 1983, came out right around the same time. This one's from 84. And rarely turns up. So, I'm looking for that one. Couple more. Ted Daniel Quintet Tapestry. A big one. I know a lot of people are after this. It's got Khan Jamal on it. This is a beautiful album. I've given this plenty of streams. Jerome Cooper. Noah Howard's on this. Richard Daniel. Sweet record. I know Sherv is looking for this one. Julius Strabar. Here's the other the only Ted Daniel record I have, the Sextet on Moja. So I might play this one too. I don't think I'll find Tapestry. Maybe it tends to be a lot of jazz and a lot of rare jazz, so it could turn up there. It's a French pressing on the Sun label. And last but not least, two psych records. One reissue I used to have. I really love this one. It's on the Monitor label, the Freeborn Peak Impressions. Pretty expensive, as all of these are. Like teenagers doing it, and they really kind of discovered something, really onto something to kind of do some of the crazy sort of progressions and passages they did. Really heady and trippy stuff, like truly good. That's from, I think, 68. Really young, that one and only album. 1968 on the Monitor label. There are stereo mono. I believe this came out in other countries too, but it's mainly the US pressing I'm looking for. And last but not least, I got two more. The other psych record I'm looking for. Seems like everyone has it except for me. Relatively Clean Rivers. Everyone knows about this. Phil Pearlman. Still out there releasing records into the wild, but they don't ever seem to come down in price. I'm hoping to get lucky. This is the bootleg, heavily bootleg and reissued on the Phoenix label. And last, Steve Potts, a really interesting, not very seldomly recorded saxophonist, reed player. I really want this Musique pour le film d'une amie on the Un Deux Trois label from 1975. Another one, Stunty. I'm pretty sure I've seen him play this. So good. It's free, it's fusion, it's jazz funk, it's real tour de force. So that's in the corner. I don't have any Steve Potts. So that's it. It's a mouthful of targets and interested records to find. Yeah, I really think I'll dive into some Brazilian records from, not just Tropicalia and stuff like that, but all kinds of different ones that I know I'll see. I expect to come back with a few nice pieces there. Hopefully some of those Italian composers that I've been talking up. And obviously I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled for whatever and just see what's there. So you always go with what you see. And I'm ready for anything. So it'll be fun. That's the name of the game. Yeah, we'll see what I see. It could be none of these things, could be completely different. But I will be looking for value. That's always the name of the game. And interesting things I won't think I'll see, so elsewhere. My camera died, but this is again what we were listening to, Last Light, Celestial Mechanics on the Bunkyard label. Anyway, different view. Take care, everyone. I'll see you down at WFMU. See you in New York. Should be fun. Stop me and say hey. Anyone out there who knows what I look like, I may not know what you look like, so please stop me and say hello, and we'll talk. Because, yeah, that would be good. That would be great. That's the whole point, is to meet people and connect the dots. Press palms. So, take care, everybody. I'll see you then.